No way.
Yeah, bro. He came into the NFL old. Oh, snap.
What could have been, should have been, might have been the face mask.
When does he turn 24?
March. So he's going to be 23 this whole year.
What is going on, y'all?
Anyway,
we are out
what's
here.
going on, everybody?
We are here. Sorry, we were having a little discussion about Najee Harris.
We had to talk.
Yeah. What's poppin', y'all?
Welcome to week 4.
How you doing, Slim? Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Loving the hashtag. How are you this morning?
I'm looking forward to this week. I need to bounce back. A little quiet last week.
Hey, you kicked my butt last week.
In one league I did, yeah.
Yeah.
In one league I did, yeah.
That one hurt.
Real quick, I guess, before any questions start to trickle in, Javonte Williams, definitely somebody I'm interested in paying attention to this week. Melvin Gordon's banged up with multiple injuries. He is going to play, so I would like him a little bit more. I'm playing him against you in one league out of necessity. There were a couple injuries this week. So I feel okay given the situation having to fire him up. One of the reasons he's in my lineup, Chase Claypool is out this week. So, that hurts because he picked that injury up in practice. So on Thursday. So we got to monitor that one. Deontay Johnson, if he wasn't to the moon before, he is now. Najee Harris caught 14 balls last week in his absence.
Yeah, so he had 19 targets. 19 targets.
Deontay's going to pick that production back up again, especially so with Claypool out. Juju is going to play, but, Deontay to the moon.
And you called it last week with Freiermuth picking up a few more targets, and so he might continue that trend.
Did.
He might continue that trend here because look at the pass catchers in this offense. They were feeding the ball to Najee Harris 19 times through the air. So
right,
might be another Freiermuth game. Got our first question here from Ball So Hard. What about Edwards from Raiders?
For this week, well, they're playing the Chargers Monday night. If you need a wide receiver 3, that should be a good game. That should be a shootout. The Raiders offense is killing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Edwards the targets haven't. It's been 5 targets a game, so it's been kind of on
touchdowns
the
called
flourish
back
side
in almost every game.
Yes. The big play has been right there for him.
Right.
So, yeah.
Amari Cooper from Slim Reaper. Amari Cooper, do I flex him? I have a feeling about Big Pat Freiermuth is going to eat. Packers give up 17 to TEs. Yeah.
He might, but I can't sit Amari Cooper with no injury designation for Freiermuth.
Yeah, he's a week removed from that injury at this point. He played in the last game, and so I think you roll with Amari Cooper, even though I do think Pat Freiermuth is going to have a game this week.
Yeah, again, no Claypool. Deontay doesn't have an injury designation, but we saw the injury. It didn't look good in week 2, so just something to monitor. Freiermuth should be involved.
Pitts or Gesicki, I would go Pitts.
You gotta play Pitts.
Yep.
You have to.
Is Jonathan Taylor a safe start? What do you think?
No.
I know you got.
No, but you have to. But he's your first round pick.
Yeah.
You have to play him. The Quentin Nelson injury is rough, but you have to play Jonathan Taylor.
Yep. Even with the presence of Nyheim Hines, he's the guy that you drafted in the first or second round, so you got to roll with it.
Yeah. Flex is I see Slim between Amari, Knox, and Freiermuth.
Still go Amari.
Yeah. I know Amari's been disappointing the past couple weeks, but I think it's directly because of the injury. And to your point, John, he's now getting a couple weeks removed from the rib injury, so gotta rock with Amari.
Yep.
What's up, Big Pun?
Happy Sunday, bro. A-Rob, Woods, Jacoby Myers, Deontay Johnson, Ayuk. I need 2 and Gaskin or TJ Hawkinson at flex. I'd go TJ Hawkinson at flex first off.
Hawk over Gaskin. Yeah.
Yep. No matter the format at this point, we just don't know about the usage with Gaskin, and I don't like that offense. And pick 2 from those group of wide receivers.
Deontay, and I know Woods has this has been 3 weeks of flops right now, but I want to keep going with the good offense in another game where there should be points scored.
What I will say is that Ayuk's snap count has grown every week this year.
Yes, it has.
And last week he had, I think, an 88% snap share, so he's out of the doghouse. He seems to have his number one role back. So I don't mind Ayuk. And to go off, and another question here from Nelson Rodriguez. I see Ayuk or Corey Davis. I'd go Ayuk.
Corey Davis has got a revenge game today, but the Jets have not proven anything on offense yet, so I would go Ayuk.
I would go Ayuk. And we got another question here. Who's a good TE?
Did we finalize the big pun question? I think I'm going Woods and Deontay. Are you going Deontay and Ayuk? I would say Woods and Deontay.
I would say if you want to shoot, if I don't know, I feel like Woods is that floor play.
Woods is the safe play.
And I feel like Ayuk is the shoot for the moon
Ayuk
play.
is the upside play. And Deontay is the slam
Myers
dunk.
is that dark horse they're going to need to throw.
Myers is the dark horse.
That Patriots team is going to need to throw. And,
good matchup.
Myers
the Bucs aren't stopping anybody, but I wouldn't play Jacoby Myers over those other names.
There you go.
I see
Schultz,
Jamal Williams,
Conklin,
or
or Knox long term. I like Knox
long term. Knox.
I like Knox long term.
Knox long term.
Yep. Bills offense, and he's got a above.
I like
9.
Schultz.
He's got an RAS above 9, which is the range for elite tight ends that you want. That's relative athletic score. Check it out.
I like Schultz as well. He's getting the production, but Knox long term.
The Gone Network, Jamal Williams or Sermon standard.
Williams.
Jamal Williams. Yep. Jay Riot, what's going on, man? I have one question this week. Half PPR. Flex, Chase Edmonds, Jacoby Myers, Cole Beasley, Christian Kirk, or Will Fuller.
I think you got to go Edmonds there. I think he's a threat to catch 4 or 5 passes in a game where Arizona's going to have to throw.
They haven't needed to air it out a ton at all thus far through 3 weeks, and they might need to pretty soon.
They will today.
They're going to need to rely on that game script instead of giving James Conner two TDs at the goal line. At some point, they're going to need to go throw heavy and have Chase Edmonds in there a lot, and he's going to have a boom game.
Yeah, I'd go Edmonds.
Yep. Jonathan Torres, Hunter Renfrow, Deebo Samuel, Marquise Brown. Pick 2, please. Deebo and...
Gotta go Deebo. Marquise Brown.
I think they're going to need to give him a get-right game, especially since they're not going to have Rashad Bateman in this game.
Bateman's not activated yet. Marquise Brown was a couple of mental mistakes away from a monster game last week.
Huge game, and I think they try to make it a get-right for him game. I think they go to him early and try to
go back to the well.
Get him back, get his confidence back up a little bit, because he is a big part of their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you go Deebo and Marquise Brown. Jason B. Fisher, PPR, rank these guys. Cordarrelle, Hubbard, Zach Moss, Gibson, or Sermon.
Assuming Mitchell sits. Gibson 1, Hubbard 2. Hubbard should get. Yeah, Hubbard 2, the matchup. I'll give Hubbard the edge just because of the expected workload. Then Moss, then Patterson.
Okay.
Then Sermon.
I'm surprised. That was your start of the week, Zach Moss.
Zach Moss is my start of the week, but I'll give Hubbard, we talked about this, is expected to get most of the volume in McCaffrey's absence.
And Sermon is sitting. You said assuming Mitchell is sitting. You said assuming Mitchell sits.
He is out.
Sitting. Yep.
Sermon is still 5 for me of those 5.
Yeah, but I think it is also time to start talking about Cordarrelle Patterson as like a legit weapon.
Oh, he's a legit flex play every week.
Yeah.
He's a legit flex play moving forward. The only thing I'm worried about is that offense is not looking good. So that's the only thing. Yeah. But he is looking good.
Yeah,
so,
I was really down on him, so I gotta take that. He's a flex option running back 3, wide receiver 3, depending on how you look at it. Depending on what you're using him as, because he has that dual eligibility. Durko 04, half PPR flex, Fournette, Zach Moss, Pittman.
Moss.
I like Pittman, but Moss.
I'm calling my shot, Moss.
Slim Reaper with the astrology for today.
Here we go.
Thanks, man. Matt Stafford and Kupp have the same chemistry as Big Ben AB. We all know how good they were together.
So Kupp's the wide receiver 1 for the rest of the year. Sounds good.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sounds good.
Iron never lies. Hi, Mitchell, Javonte, Tyson, Westbrook, or Brian Edwards at flex.
Javonte Williams. I mean,
it's not Mitchell because he's not playing.
It's not helpful. Yeah, he's not. Tyson needs to officially show something. Westbrook.
I think it's Javonte because
I think you go Javonte.
Yep.
Right. Melvin Gordon's banged up, so this is Javonte's opportunity to take the reins a little bit today. I know it's not the best matchup, but they are at home.
Joe Santo, thanks for the question. Tim Patrick or Christian Kirk, Nick Westbrook, Rondale Moore. Pick one. Half PPR. It's between Christian Kirk and Tim Patrick.
I was going to say I'm inclined to go Kirk, just because again I think that's going to be a shootout.
And I got that's another one I gotta take an L on. I've been a super big Rondale Moore fan, and I still am long term. But Christian Kirk,
he could have a game today, but it's
Christian
tough.
Kirk is that guy right now for wide receiver 3 in that offense.
I think I'd go Kirk.
Yep.
Just the expected points scored in this game is higher than Broncos Ravens.
Yep.
I would go Kirk.
Nelson Rodriguez, I think you go with the stud here. I think you go Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you go Allen Robinson over Tim Patrick. I know it's feels like pulling teeth right now, but A-Rob.
He's gonna get back on track at some point. He just is. Big pun. Ayuk, Pittman, and Devontae Smith. I need 2.
I would probably go the first 2.
Who are the Eagles playing?
It's Chiefs. So it is they're going to be playing catch up. They're not going to be winning the game. But I would go Ayuk and Pittman.
Okay. And that's coming from a huge Eagles fan. So if he's sitting his own guy.
There's no bias here. There's no bias here.
Yeah. Dylan Horn, is JJ Taylor worth picking up and starting this week as a flex?
Yes to picking up.
I don't know if you can start him this week. I think
not
it's to
yet.
wait and see how he does, but he's definitely a pickup for me.
Let's see how some things shake out. New England's backfield changes week to week, day to day. But let's wait and see before we put him in the lineup. But yes, he's worth a pickup.
The coaching staff had said some pretty glowing things about Ramondre Stevenson this past week, which is something that I hadn't heard. So it's kind of a wait and see on that point to see which one of these guys gets a large enough role. We think it's JJ Taylor. We think that's the way to go, but it's still a wait.
But we don't know yet.
Yep.
We think we don't know.
Ryan Nally, Zach Moss, Darrell Henderson, Tim Patrick, or Ayuk in the flex. I think you go Zach Moss there.
I guess it would depend on the scoring, because if it's full PPR, I might say Ayuk. But if it's standard or half, then Zach Moss.
And the reasoning behind that being, they're playing the Texans. They're not going to have to throw a ton.
No.
So they're going to be running a lot today. So Zach Moss is going to get his. For everybody out there, Eli Mitchell is out today. Thanks to the Gone Network. Jay Ryan.
Yeah, I need to move him out of a lineup. But
Jay
I'll
Ryan,
do that later.
hey man, you're welcome.
There's a lot of people in NFL. A lot of people are predicting a big game for Jacoby Myers today, and I hope he gets it. I got a lot of best ball shares, but I would go with the running back.
Yeah, I mean that game script is going to be in his favor all day.
Yeah,
all day. So he's not a bad flyer for sure. Jonathan Torres, last question for me. Thanks. Hey, no worries, man.
Yeah, of course.
I hope you win. I hope we helped you out. Noah Fant or Tyler Higbee?
I mean, I think you got to go Higbee probably.
Yeah.
I know Fant's been involved. Judy's still out. Hamler's out. But it's just the Rams are just the better offense right now.
And Albert O is involved. I don't see any other tight ends on the Rams being involved, despite being hyped in the preseason. They're just not. But Albert O has a legit role on that offense. So, I mean, you never really know which tight end it's going to. So, yeah, I'd go Higbee. But I like Fant a lot. The Gone Network, Seattle 32 ranked defense.
Yeah, Sermon's. If this is about Sermon, like he's got to do it again. I know he got the touchdown last week. Do it again. I can't put him in. If I have other options, I can't put him in the lineup yet.
Yeah. I mean, 3.1 yards per carry last week, and you don't like him if he doesn't score a touchdown. So you're just hoping for another touchdown this week.
I'm moving on.
Yeah. B3 solo, Ridley, Sutton, Ayuk, choose two.
I mean, you got to go Ridley. You got to go Ridley. Sutton or Ayuk?
I think I go Sutton. I know he didn't get it done last week,
Sutton.
but I think he goes Sutton.
Yeah, I think I go back to the well and go Sutton. Although Ayuk's got a, Seattle 32 ranked D. Ayuk's got a great matchup. Ayuk has a great matchup. Sutton will see Marlon Humphrey.
But he's the clear number one in that offense, and they're missing two big playmakers.
Yes, he is. I'm just throwing it out there. Sutton Ayuk is kind of a 50-50 toss-up. I don't mean to pitch it back to you, but maybe go with your gut there. But Ridley, you got to play.
Dalvin Cook, Chuba, or Madison, choose one.
I mean, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
He's in there. He's healthy. You're playing Dalvin Cook.
That's one offense that doesn't mess around. If they have an RB1 in there, they're gonna rush with them. They're not gonna play the who should I start game on a play-to-play basis.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks, Slim.
Slim, cheers, bro.
And thanks, Nelson. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by.
Antonio, this is from Dustin Stone. Antonio Brown, Allen Robinson, Darrell Henderson, Trey Sermon, or Cordarrelle Patterson. One for PPR flex.
Oh man, there's a lot of good options there.
I mean, Antonio Brown.
I think you go. Anytime I see Antonio Brown's name, it's just like, lock it in.
In a game where he doesn't have
lock it in.
Gronk, his favorite target in a revenge game, and let us not forget that Antonio Brown played one game for the Patriots, so this is technically a revenge game for him too.
It's technically a revenge game for AB as well. Yeah. I think he gets back to the lineup. Tom Brady's gonna want to smash today.
Yeah.
I'm going Antonio Brown.
I am too. Thanks for the question, man. Deontay or Lockett? Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Fortune?
How you doing, bro?
This is easy for me. Deontay.
I would go Deontay too.
Lockett's on fire. Lockett has started on fire, but he's banged up. Bad week last week. Like this could. I'm not guaranteeing.
They don't
have
Eskridge. They don't have
this
Everett.
is going to happen. But Lockett could be just like a decoy today for DK Metcalf.
But they don't have Eskridge. They don't have Everett. Chris Carson might be banged up. He's seen his snap counts decline every single game this year. I think he was down below 50% of the snaps played last week, and he did come out of the game for a significant portion of the game. Do you still go Deontay over Lockett, considering Lockett's hot start? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I think I do too. Michael Pittman or Antonio Brown? I think you go Antonio Brown this week.
AB, baby. AB.
Yep.
AB.
No bias. Fly, Eagles, fly. All right.
We got an Eagles fan. Hell yeah.
I hope they bounce back for what it's worth.
Against Mahomes? Nah. But the Chiefs are coming off two losses.
Just in general. I'm not saying this week. I mean just in general.
Oh, just in general?
I hope they bounce back a little bit. I had high hopes. High as a innocent bystander to the whole Eagles situation, I had high hopes for Hurts. But
I hope he does well.
Stevenson's still there. Yeah, he is. But I still think J.J. Taylor is the guy to own out of the depth running backs for the Patriots.
Stevenson is the Harris handcuff. J.J. Taylor is who we think is the now new James White role. So depending on what you want, that's what I think it is.
Hey, plugged in Kirks. Hey, thanks, Joe. And,
there you go.
Slim Reaper just got offered Chase and Eli Mitchell for Amari and Tyson. I have Cup and Hill as wide receivers, rotating
Jamar Chase
Jamal and Tyson.
I mean, any chance you have Burrow? Like, I'm inclined to say yes. Jamar Chase looks amazing. Jamar Chase looks awesome.
Yeah, and Eli Mitchell I think he has a chance to be their running back just moving forward because they like him most out of everybody, and Raheem Mostert isn't there next year. So I would be inclined to say
I wouldn't say no to that. Jamar Chase looks awesome. Amari's banged up and down regardless. Yeah. I would say, yeah, smash the accept button.
I would do that. Good luck. Kels22, would you pick up and start Kendrick Bourne or Deshaun Jackson? I need wide receiver help.
Ooh, Bourne. Bourne.
Would you?
Great matchup. Yeah,
Okay.
I know I've been touting this Rams-Cardinals matchup. There should be points scored today in that, but like Jackson is a dart throw. I know he popped last week, but I'm afraid I'd be chasing points.
He's the wide receiver 4 there, so he's the
I'm going
sixth
Bourne.
in the pecking order offensively. He had a hot game last week, but that's not going to happen every week.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Bucs are giving up the most fantasy points to wide receivers through the first 3 weeks. Bourne.
All right.
Yes, they are.
Go.
Yeah, they are. At least in half PPR, they are.
Okay.
Bourne.
Good stat. The Gone Network, Cooper or Deontay?
I'm going Deontay here. Full PPR. Oh, Deontay.
He's gonna. Yeah,
I know. Cooper can pop. He can pop. Tougher matchup. The Panthers did just lose J.C. Horn to a broken foot, so that really hurts them. But Deontay.
Yeah, I mean they replaced him with the first round cornerback from 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So for what that's worth, but I would go Deontay too, just because. Who else are they throwing to in Pittsburgh? He's the clear number one.
Juju, it'll be Juju and Harris, but Deontay, yeah, he's a clear number one.
Yeah.
We got a question if Kittle is out. Do you know if Kittle's out?
Kittle is playing, I believe.
Will play.
Yep.
Schefter, George Kittle will play.
Yep.
There you go.
Who do you start? Need a win? Robbie Anderson, Marquez Callaway, or Brian Edwards?
Who the Saints
Edwards.
playing? The Saints are playing. Oh, the Giants. Edwards. Yeah,
I think you go Brian Edwards.
Brian Edwards. Mm-hmm.
Nick Dozier, Jacoby Myers, or Darrell Henderson. Jacoby Myers, depending on the format, but I would go Jacoby Myers.
It depends on the format, but Henderson's banged up. I would go Jacoby Myers.
They showed no hesitation giving Sony Michel 20 rushes last game, so they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't mind feeding Sony Michel.
Mm-hmm.
Fadi Shia, Mike Davis, or Sermon, PPR.
I don't want to Let me. I'm inclined to say Mike Davis. Yeah, I'll go. I'm going Mike Davis. I'm sorry. I gotta see something from Sermon first. Mike Davis at least could catch passes.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's full PPR. Mike
Davis has some form of a track record in the NFL, and Trey Sermon really just doesn't. So yeah, I'm going Mike Davis there. Bell RB1, no.
No, you can't start. I mean, first of all, you can if you want to pick him up because the Ravens backfield is a hot mess. If you want to pick him up, but don't start him. We got to see something first. And Denver's killing it on defense right now.
All right, we got a trade analyzation request. We got Jay Riot. What do you guys think about this trade? I gave away Terry McLaurin, Miles Sanders, and Noah Fant for Darren Waller and Christian Kirk. It's half PPR.
Jay, I think that's too much,
Darren
man.
I love Darren Waller, but I think that's a little too much too.
It's a little too much, man.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin's a stud. I know Miles Sanders is
up and down right now.
Is up and down. Noah Fant is good in his own right. I know Kirk has popped like three. Has it been like two of the 3 weeks? It's been good.
Yeah. Real good. Like above 20
that's
points.
It's a little rich for my blood. But Waller's a monster, so.
Yeah. I mean, I love we both love Darren Waller, but that's too much.
But I also love Terry McLaurin. Yeah, it's a little too much. Might have been an overpay.
B Solo, hey man, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the question.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by.
22, Dustin Schultz or Pat Freiermuth? I would go Pat Freiermuth. Actually,
yeah.
No. Nah.
No, I'm okay with Freiermuth because, again, no Claypool. Ben can't throw deep. Ben can't throw. So, like, a lot of underneath stuff. Yeah, I would go Freiermuth. Yeah.
Floor play is Dustin Schultz. Safe play, Dustin Schultz. But if you're shooting for the moon, Pat Freiermuth. Hey guys, Chuba or Chase Edmonds, full PPR.
The full PPR makes Edmonds interesting. That's real close. Let me think on that. Let's keep moving. Let me think on that. We'll answer it.
It's close, but I think the edge goes Chuba.
See, I think the edge goes. I think that
because
it's close, but the edge goes Edmonds because it's full PPR.
Right.
I don't want to like
two and a half
huge rabbit hole on
the
this,
game,
but
last game in place of Christian McCaffrey, he got
No,
5
I know.
targets. So I don't know.
I need to think on that one.
I'd go Chuba, he'd go Edmonds. Let's come back to that later. Theo Von
Yeah.
Miller. Where the hell is Todd Gurley? I mean, I think there's a reason why he's on the wire, man. I think his knees are just done.
Yeah, man. Todd Gurley had one of the best short stints in the NFL like ever. And I know he had like 9 touchdowns last year. This is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go on a huge rant, but he's got arthritis in his knees. It's a degenerative knee issue. There's quite literally nothing that can be done about it. That's not something that gets better. It just gets worse. And he's lost a step.
A few steps, and it's been
done.
years
Yeah,
that he's been dealing with that.
It's over.
Thing. Yeah, it's done for him.
It's over.
Unfortunate, but
very unfortunate.
Yeah.
By no means am I like happy about that, but I think it's done.
Nico South, Sermon, Corey Davis, Myles Gaskin for the flex. I think you go. What format?
PPR, I'd go Corey Davis in a revenge
Davis.
game, maybe like half or standard. I go Gaskin.
Wouldn't go Gaskin. I don't trust Gaskin. I go, and as a person that has Gaskin on many teams, I would go Corey Davis all the way here.
Dolphins are playing the Colts. The Colts have not been impressive on defense.
We got a super chat from Bender. Thank you, bro.
Bender,
Hey,
what's good?
you got any questions for
Thanks,
us?
man.
Throw us a question, man. But thank
Yeah,
you,
if you-
thank you
if
for
you
the,
got
thank
anything,
you for
appreciate
the,
that.
Thank you for the support. Thank you
Appreciate
for watching.
that.
Appreciate it. Dylan Horn, 14 team. League, have PPR, need a flex, and there is nothing in free agency. Thoughts on Conklin, James Washington, Kyle Juszczyk, or Olamide Zacchaeus? Just hoping for a touchdown.
Sure.
Um,
I don't hate James Washington as a throw. Like, he can run.
Yeah.
That dude can run. I mean, Juszczyk is like, I know he scored last week, and he can be involved and does get involved, but
you can't count on that.
no. I mean, Mitchell's out. Half
You still
PPR.
can't count.
I might take a shot on James Washington.
He got 5 targets last game, I believe, and didn't do anything with them. Who are the Vikings playing? I know we
Browns.
advocated that it's going to swing back to being a KJ
The Browns.
Osborne game. But who's that?
Minnesota's playing Cleveland.
Cleveland.
At home.
They're gonna
They are at
throw a
home.
lot.
Yeah.
But with that defensive line, they're probably going to need their tight ends in to block a little bit more.
Bender, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Let's come back to it.
Because
Let me think on-
Zacchaeus is the number 3 there in that Atlanta offense, and they're going to need to throw. And yeah, thanks, Bender. Appreciate it, bro.
I'm gonna change my tune. I thought I was gonna say James Washington. I'm just gonna say like Conklin can catch a score.
There you go.
I'll say Conklin. Could be involved.
Brady or Allen? I think you go Allen. I
Allen.
think you go Allen.
Does Allen have to do that much today? Brady's gonna want to whoop some ass tonight. Like,
Yeah.
Brady's the upside play. If you feel like you're in good shape in your matchup,
But no,
Allen.
Is Allen going to need to do a lot? No, but I think that means
No.
that he runs in for a score or two.
Allen has a high floor. Brady has a high ceiling.
There you go. Jason B. Fisher, drop Osborne for Dawson Knox. 12-team PPR half. I'm stacked at wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm fine with
I
that.
really like Dawson Knox. So yeah, but I'm
fine
a
with
Bills
that.
fan. I am biased. Nick is unbiased when it comes to his Eagles. I am biased. I like my Bills. That's why I'm going Allen over Brady there.
Okay.
Whatever.
But yeah, I'm fine picking up Knox for Osborne.
Kel's 22. Antonio Brown or CEH? I would go
A Clyde. It's got to be Clyde.
Coming off the hot game, you're betting on him continuing that streak?
I mean, it's a running back that you drafted, no later than the 3rd round.
Okay.
Unless you have like Derrick Henry and
yeah, no, you're right.
Who else is popping off?
It's CEH. Thank you, Slim.
I would
Yes,
go
get those
Clyde.
likes up. Yay. And if anybody's in here that
Appreciate
is not
that.
subscribed, we are trying to get to 2,000 subs today. That would be nice for us if you could help us
That
get
would be
there.
cool.
So
We won't beg, but we would appreciate
I'm
it.
just letting it know, letting it be known.
Yeah.
Iron Never Lies. Which QB would you play this week? Tannehill, Fields, or Winston? I wouldn't play Fields. It'd be between Tannehill or Winston, and I don't like Tannehill's weapons this week. His number 1 is Nick Westbrook-Akine, and number 2 is Chester Rogers this week. I think I might go Winston. Who are the Saints playing?
Saints are playing the Giants. Fields. I'm going Fields and hoping for the best. It can't be any worse. Fields. It can't get worse. It just can't.
At least he
It
has
can
that
only go
rushing
up.
upside. Yeah.
Right. Fields.
It's between Fields or Winston. I'm going Winston.
I'm going Fields.
Upside play is Fields. The safe play is Winston.
Yep.
You don't go Tannehill in this week with no weapons. Cade Christner. Sorry about that. Hey guys, back again from last week. Hey, thanks again for joining us again.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor's still a good start, even though he's banged up, and also is Mike Evans a good start versus New England. Mike Evans is a good start versus New England because we both believe in Tom Brady, but Jonathan Taylor is just kind of an icky start until things start trending back up.
That's a good way to put it. Taylor's a yucky start. He's not a good start, but you have to play him.
Yeah, Bassin for Biggins. Yes. Love your name. You're back. No Gronk makes every Tampa Bay wide receiver is a start. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you're welcome to go on Network. Thanks for popping by.
Yeah, thanks.
And Kels 22. Thanks. Kate Kushner.
Yeah, thanks y'all.
Miles Sanders is my RB3, and Terry McLaurin is also my wide receiver 3.
He was sitting McLaurin or Sanders, so he figured he'd ship them both for Waller.
Yeah.
See,
I can't hate on going to get your starters straight.
Right. I can't hate. Right. You want to solidify
That
your
rhymes.
lineup, and you got guys sitting on your nice.
Hey,
You want to, you want to add a stud to your lineup. I get that. I understand that.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a lot of depth. It's a lot of depth given up that will contribute at some point or other. Like McLaurin could elevate to your wide receiver 1. He's that.
But hey,
good.
if you got crazy depth and you can afford to make that move, and just you're trying to make the move to get you a ship, then sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So.
Right.
Yep. Chris M7, Goff or Heineke?
Goff.
Goff's been good.
Well, Washington's playing Atlanta.
You hate Atlanta.
I like targeting Atlanta.
You boost everybody who's playing Atlanta. It's
because they stink. They stink. Play the matchup. But I'll go Goff. He's just a slightly more competent quarterback.
Yeah, aren't they finally starting DeAndre Swift to start the game?
It doesn't matter. He's getting a ton of passes. Like that boosts Goff's floor.
Yeah,
I would go Goff.
I was sitting either McLaurin or Sanders. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about it. J. I mean, you went and got your stud. Like you went and got your stud, and he should have a game this week.
I hope you win your ship.
Yeah.
Because nothing makes a move feel great. Looking back on it, than greater than winning that ship because of it.
Right.
So FX Rocks 21, Mike Davis, Damian Harris, or Michael Carter this week. I think you go Damian Harris without looking back. I think Damian Harris is in line for a much larger workload through the air in light of this James White move.
Do you?
Much larger, meaning he's going to get something, yeah.
I think he'll at least be out there on third downs or whatever.
A couple times more a year, yeah, or more a week. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say Davis just because Davis, we already know Davis catches passes, but no, I'm okay with Harris. I'm fine with Harris. It's just a tough matchup. I'll caution that. It's a tough matchup. The Bucs are solid against the run, but they're not good against the pass. But I would agree.
If a team loses their
Harris.
number one clear-cut third down back, they're going to give their number one clear-cut first and second down back who has shown the ability to take on that third down role and given the chance a shot.
Harris.
So, yeah, Harris. Slim Reaper guys with CMC in my home league is about to be 1-3 after this week. Is Gaskin, Amari, and Pitts too much? Ooh, and Pitts. Do you have a lesser tight end you could throw?
Well, Gaskin and Amari's not going to do it.
I know, but Pitts, the number one tight end prospect of all time. Basically.
Yeah, who's the?
He's like.
Does Slim have?
Just turned 20?
He says he's got. Doesn't Slim also have Freiermuth? I mean, Pitts is obviously the better play.
Can you try and get Freiermuth in there? And
you need Freiermuth to have a 2-touchdown game today for that to even be considered. I think that might be a little too much just because McCaffrey is now a bit – there's no such thing as an injury risk. There's no – everybody's an injury risk. There's no such thing as identifying one player as an injury risk.
He's at risk to get his
trend
workload
now.
Reduced. He's going to get his workload reduced. There's no way the team goes back to him the way they have been and is thinking about his long-term value at all. They have him signed through, I think, 2025.
McCaffrey?
Yeah, he's on a long-term deal.
Ugh.
So
that's not going to age well.
They're going to want to keep him some sort of fresh, you would think.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I don't think we're going to see him get the workloads that we're used to seeing from Christian McCaffrey going forward. And I hate to say it.
Might be a little too much. I would hold the package.
Bassin for Biggins. Davis is a solid 9 points. Yep. Can you trust the Jets?
No. Not right now. Harris.
Nope.
He's helping out that question, the earlier question.
That's why I didn't read the full thing.
Yeah.
But thanks for helping out in the chat. Thanks for everybody that's helping out with answering questions in the chat. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nico Saf, you said PPR.
I don't remember what the
Sermon, Corey Davis, Gaskin for flex. You were saying if it's full PPR, maybe go Gaskin.
If it's full PPR, go Corey Davis in a revenge game.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Oh yeah. All right, there we go. Well, now we both agree. Corey Davis, full go.
Corey Davis.
Thanks for the clarification. And Savvy, hey, what's up? What's up, bro? Thanks for coming in. Flex 2, PPR, AB, E. Sanders, Chase Edmonds, Tim Patrick, Hunter Renfrow, or Rondell Moore.
Antonio Brown and Chase Evans.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown and Chase Evans.
PPR, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Ramondre Stevenson or JJ Taylor.
What's up, Roth?
That's what we gotta wait and see. Right now, we think it's gonna be JJ Taylor just because he's more versatile and the coaching staff has liked him for longer.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I have nothing more to add. Yep. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You said it.
Jamison Crowder, sleeper ad, sure.
But we're not expecting much.
For as long as Elijah Moore is out. And then
that's a good point.
You know, then sure.
Yeah.
Hey, what up? Yeah, thanks, Bender. And you got a question here. It's Sony Michel or Javonte Williams for the rest of the season.
Real quick, Theo asked, "Do I drop Gurley?" I mean, yeah, man. It sounds like it's a Dynasty League. He's a safe drop.
I jumped.
It's over.
We asked Bender to throw us a question when he threw us the Super
Bowl.
I'd go Javonte rest of the season because Melvin Gordon's already banged up, and we already know that if Darrell Henderson and Sony Michel are both healthy, they're rolling with Darrell Henderson in favor of Sony Michel. So
Javonte is a much stronger 1B right now.
Yep.
Bender,
Cade
go Bills.
Why would you give them both up for Waller?
He's talking about he's talking about they're talking about the trade.
Yep. You overpaid, but yeah. I hope it works out.
It's we'll see what happens.
Do I drop Gurley then? I mean,
you got that.
Yeah.
You got that one already.
I didn't. You did.
Oh, I thought you already answered that.
No.
Anyway.
Hey Bender, thanks. Go Bills, definitely. I think they're gonna win this week.
Probably should.
I'm pretty confident against the Texans.
They probably
Tyrod
should.
revenge game though. Tyrod revenge game for what it's worth.
He's not playing.
Is he not playing?
He's on IR, man.
Duh.
Yeah, it's another Davis Mills game.
That guy's got the worst luck.
He does have bad luck.
Damn. Forgot about that. Shows how much I'm paying attention to
to Houston.
Yeah. Mr. Heinen, hey, what's up, bro? PPR, Robbie Anderson or Darrell Henderson?
I think you go Darrell.
Yeah.
Oh, he has Sony in case. Henderson's expected to play, right? What's the diagnosis, though? Is it like, oh, he's playing through injury, like could be on a pitch count, blah, blah, blah? Is it like that? Let me take a look real quick. I want to go to the next question. Let me take a look at Henderson.
His rib injury.
He's got the questionable tag. Will play.
All they say is that he's playing.
Risky RB. Can't feel great about him. I can't feel great about Robbie Anderson either.
No.
Like, I don't like. Those are both like kind of tough.
I would go Darrell Henderson or Sony Michel over
Yeah.
Robbie Anderson.
Or yeah, if you've.
I don't like
That's
Robbie
tough.
Anderson.
I'm not crazy about Robbie Anderson right now. I guess I'd suck it up and play Henderson.
Jay Riot, I got Cup, Lamb, Mike Williams as my wide receiver. I think I can afford to ship Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, they're talking about they're talking about the trade.
Cup,
they're just
Lamb,
talking
and
about
Mike Williams. That's a good wide receiver core.
Right.
So, yep. Slim
So,
Reaper.
yeah.
I think Van Jefferson and Pat Fryermuth are my sneaky plays this week.
Yeah, good luck, dude.
Good luck. Definitely good sneaky plays. Van Jefferson
Fryermuth's
is the wide receiver 3 in that offense. He is.
And Fryermuth can get another score. He could get like a cheap touchdown.
Andrew Cond, Ayuk or Zach Moss in my flex for full PPR. That's tough, but I think you go Ayuk. Don't you? I know I'm flip flopping on this again from a question above. I think I've been talked into Ayuk by you. I think he's out of that doghouse there. So yeah.
Gotta think he's out of the doghouse. And Kittle's banged up. Yeah, Ayuk. I think Moss is the floor. Moss is the floor play. Ayuk is the ceiling play.
Yep. Eduardo Tovar, AB or Damian Harris, PPR. I think you go AB.
AB.
PPR.
AB if it's PPR. Yeah.
You have Pat starting over Pitts this week, Slim.
Damn.
All right.
See what happens. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd have the guts to do that, but
yeah, that's tough.
Falcons are playing Washington. They're not as good on defense like coming into the season as we thought they'd be. So
it's a toss-up. I mean, it is a toss-up. It could go either way. Jason B. Fisher, how trustworthy is Emmanuel Sanders? Tim Patrick or Renfro instead, full PPR? He is that team's wide receiver 3. I just don't know if they're going to need their wide receiver 3 to get that work this week.
Right. This could absolutely be a quiet week. Yeah. What are the chances the Bills have a lead or have a deficit like more than 7 points?
This is a revenge game for the Bills too, because the first time that Josh Allen entered the playoffs,
Houston knocked him out.
Houston knocked us out. So
I don't think I just don't think the Bills are gonna be trailing like at any point today.
I don't anticipate that either.
Maybe Houston gets an early score, or maybe they're up like 14-7 early, something like that.
Their only offensive weapon is Brandon Cooks, and that's it. That's it. And the defense isn't scary.
No, I got to imagine the Bills have a lead in this game, like a multiple, double-digit lead at this, in this game. So I just don't think the wide receivers are going to have to do – it's going to be a crapshoot at which wide receiver, comes through. So obviously you have to give the edge to Diggs going into the game. This could totally be like a two catch 20-yard type of game for Sanders just because he's not needed today. So I think Patrick's trustworthy. Renfro's interesting in full PPR. He's racking up targets. Renfro's averaging over 7 targets a game so far.
Yeah, but I would go Patrick because isn't he as well?
Is he? He might, and he's going to be the team's wide receiver 2 today.
Right.
Renfro's more the team's.
And if we're not advocating for Fant, somebody in this offense is going to get targets.
And Patrick won't see Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, so I would go Patrick. I would go Patrick there.
Yeah, I would go Patrick.
I would go there.
At home. I think the Raiders are in LA. So I'll take give me the guy at home. He won't see the number 1 corner. Neither will Renfro, but Patrick should be more involved. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yep. Ryan Lebousseur. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I hope that's right.
You tried.
Half PPR flex. Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, Trey Sermon. I think you go Brandon Cooks. He has the number 1. He has the most air yards in the league.
Yes.
Through 3 weeks.
It's a real tough matchup today against Tre'Davious White, but Cooks has been.
He had a tough matchup last week too, and he did fine.
Cooks has been crushing. The Texans are probably going to be throwing all second half.
Yep.
Cooks.
Yeah, Davis Mills hyper locked on to Brandon Cooks last game when
he looked somewhat competent.
I think some Pro Football Focus stat was that he has the best QBR of any rookie quarterback this season, I believe.
There you go.
But moving on. We hope that answers your question. But we will go Brandon Cooks. Lakeem Petaway, Deontay Johnson, Debo, Samuel, Cortland Sutton, CEH, pick 2, full PPR.
Who are the other running backs? I'm inclined to say I'm always going to naturally gravitate to a running back that you drafted high. And he finally caught a touchdown last week. He caught it. So, that's obviously, that's a big.
And I think you go Deontay there, right?
I think so. I think so.
If we're high on Ayuk coming back too, Kittle's still there.
Yeah.
He's playing, right?
Yeah.
We love Debo. But, Deontay is going to be the only stud out there. Like, stud outside of, Nacho's a stud, but the only stud out there from a receiving perspective. I think you go Deontay there. Deontay and CEH.
Yeah, I go
None
Clyde
of those
and
options
Deontay.
are bad options.
No, they're all good options.
Great depth, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carlos 23, full PPR. Tyler Higbee or Anthony Ferks or TE. You go Tyler Higbee, no question.
Higbee.
Yep.
Yeah, Higbee.
And Fields or Tannehill.
You can drop Ferkser, but you could drop Ferkser for
I think we go Fields. I think we go Justin Fields based on that rushing upside.
Or Tannehill. Yes.
He gets it because Tannehill's wide receivers terrible. And honestly, they won't need a ton of air it out points to beat the Jets. They're playing the Jets, right?
No, this might be a game where Derrick Henry gets 40 touches.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
Fields.
There you go. Hey, Thanks for your question, Andrew. Slim Reaper, does Deontay eat with Alexander following him?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes. But Deontay lines up all over the place. I know Alexander can do that as well and follow him around. But Deontay's so good. He's such a strong route runner. I imagine he gets hyper targeted today by Ben, just in the short. It might be 12 catches for 36 yards. I'm exaggerated, of course, a little bit, but the volume's going to be there.
Yeah, he might look like Jalen Waddle did last game.
Right.
13 targets, 12 receptions for 48 yards.
Right.
It might
like a Miami Jarvis Landry type, 8 catches.
In PPR formats, I'd go.
Yeah.
Yep,
Deontay.
He eats.
Mm-hmm.
J514, Antonio Gibson, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, non-PPR flex start 1. Worried about Gibson's injury.
I understand, but if it's non-PPR, you have to play Gibson.
You still go Gibson.
It's a great matchup. The team has
edge running back.
Ron Rivera has expressed confidence in Gibson this week. One of the Washington beat reporters, who I follow on Twitter, whose name was John, like high something, said the team there's plenty of confidence with Gibson this week. Gibson. I do love Godwin this week. DJ Moore.
Yeah, he says his other back.
That's a shame you got to put. It's a shame you got to put those other wide receivers on the bench. I mean, I started concerned about the Gibson injury. Yeah, I mean, so fire up Gibbs. Oh, you have some Chases in the starting lineup. That sucks that DJ Moore and Godwin. I would still, in standard, I'm going with the running back. With the running back.
Chris M7, Broncos, Bears, or Dolphins in this league defenses weigh in a lot more.
The Dolphins are playing the Colts at home. Miami.
You wouldn't go Broncos? Who do the Broncos have again?
Baltimore.
Oh, no. Yep.
Miami.
They had the number one scoring defense last year, and they've scored a touchdown or had a takeaway in every.
Yeah, they have a turnover. They have a turnover in their past 10 games. Yeah, dating back to last year. Yeah.
Basketball knowledge: Ayuk, McKissick, Singletary, Trey Sermon, Gainwell, Josh Jacobs start two for flexes, full PPR.
Ayuk for sure.
Yep. And then to me, it's between Josh Jacobs or.
What's Josh Jacobs' status?
I believe they were trending towards playing him, were they not?
I believe so.
If he's in, I believe you go Josh Jacobs.
A game time decision for Monday. That's a pain.
Oh, you don't like that. Then
he's a game time decision on Monday night.
Then you got to edge away from him, honestly.
Or you add. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Add Peyton Barber.
If he's out there.
Add Peyton Barber.
Yep.
You intend to play Jacobs. I don't want to play McKissick, Singletary, Sermon, or Gainwell. I would play Josh Jacobs, or I would put in Josh Jacobs. And if Barber's out there, pick him up. And if Jacobs can't go, you play Peyton Barber. Holy crap.
I would play Singletary over Peyton Barber.
Well, you're not going to if you commit to Josh Jacobs Monday night, you're not going to have that choice.
But for what that's worth, if you want to just leave out the Monday night game, then play it safe. I do like Singletary because I do believe this team is going to be running a lot. And
Singletary could be, right. It could be a hot hand day.
He's had a decent, even when the hot hand is Ben Moss, he's had decent games.
You have to play Jacobs. You have to play Jacobs if he's going to be in. And if he's out, you get Peyton Barber. If Peyton Barber's not available and you're worried about Jacobs, then sure, go Singletary, I guess.
Yeah, but you got to start your studs, and Jacobs was a top 10 running back last year. So
yeah.
Yep. Wowzers, can we discuss Cordarrelle Patterson being able to start at wide receiver in Yahoo leagues, even though he's listed as a running back on the depth chart? Yeah, that's just because that is the position he plays. He is a wide receiver running back hybrid. This is like the second year that he's been treated as a running back in his career, and he's 30. Mm-hmm. So that's just how it is, man. Some of those players.
Yeah, the Bears gave him snaps at running back last year, but prior to that, I mean, he had been listed as a wide receiver.
And he was a special
when he
team.
He's a kick returner.
Yeah.
He's a kick returner, punt returner, but he was listed as a wide receiver.
Yep.
And then I don't know if last year was the first year. Probably sprinkled in earlier than that at some point, but maybe not in a full-time role. But he got snaps at running back.
It's been a clear trajectory. I mean, he started his career, and it was clear he was a wide receiver with gadget ability. And as his career has progressed, he's turned into a running back with, that can flex out wide.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid play. Ty Montgomery had that designation at times. There's others. I mean, there are other guys.
Yep.
Last year in Best Ball on Fanball, Antonio Gibson was listed as a wide receiver.
Because he played wide receiver in college.
Right, but there was no running back designation. It was just that website, Fanball, I think. Shout out Fanball. Had him designated as a wide receiver, he was a cheat code last year
Damn.
because I was getting him in like the 11th round in like April and May. I don't have a problem. He was a cheat code. Anyway, yeah, it happens. Like that's just dual eligibility, weird designations. That's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Does anybody have any DFS questions? We haven't really had any DFS specific questions, but
I don't know if I would consider myself like worthy to listen to on that, but I mean, I'll take them.
I would say you are, man. You've helped me when I've asked you, but we got daggers here. Half PPR, pick one for flex. Pollard, Tyson Williams, Will Fuller, or drop Gabe Davis and get a free agent out of Aguilar, Rieger, Terrence Marshall. Again, Kenyon Drake needs some upside. I mean, Kenyon Drake is he? Wouldn't he be the second
if you
running
need
back
upside?
To own?
Yes. If you need upside,
I would drop first question. Yeah, I would drop Gabe Davis for Kenyon Drake.
I would drop him for Terrace Marshall. I think the Dan Arnold trade out of to your point, if we're down on Robbie Anderson, and the Panthers just traded Dan Arnold,
yeah,
Terrace Marshall. He needs upside. Said he needs some upside. I think I'd go, and it's okay. I thought I saw full PPR for a second. It's half PPR. My point stands. So I think you flex Pollard.
That would be my pick for sure.
I think you flex Pollard, but if you want to pick somebody up for some upside, Fuller is playing with no injury designation, but so is Waddle, so is Devontae Parker.
You don't go Tyson until you see this offense throw some confidence his way. I mean,
he needs to come. Needs to bounce back out of the doghouse.
Yep.
He stays on the bench this week.
Show some confidence in him.
I flexed Pollard and I dropped Gabe Davis for Terrace Marshall. I think Marshall is the upside play of all of those guys.
And then if you're looking for floor, I would still say Kenyon Drake.
If you're looking for a floor play, Kenyon Drake. But if you're looking for upside, which Dagger said looking for upside, Terrace Marshall.
And basketball knowledge, you're adding Christian Kirk to that group. Then I would go Ayuk and Jacobs, and then I would go Ayuk and Christian Kirk.
Full PPR, I maybe just go Christian Kirk, and you can avoid the headache.
Yep. 2 out of 3 weeks, he's 20-point week.
He's come
I would
through.
Go Christian Kirk. They're gonna need to throw. Theo Von Miller, I traded Ertz and 10 fab for a 22 third.
Yeah, that's fine. You bought a third round pick. That's fine. I mean,
I mean, if you pick up a player off of waivers and with the hope to flip him, you hope he turns into a third, right? You hope you can get a third back from him. So that's great.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You freed up the roster space. Good job.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yep. Todd
you bought a third round pick.
Todd Mebane, Nick Westbrook, or Michael Pittman. I would go Michael Pittman. 12 targets in back-to-back games. I know the offense isn't great, but 12 targets in back-to-back games.
Pittman.
And Tannehill won't need to throw a lot again to win against the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I like Nick Westbrook as a depth guy, but I would go Pittman over.
No, I'm not playing. I'm not playing him. Yeah, Pittman.
Start 2 for flexes out of Josh Jacobs, Christian Kirk, Allen Robinson, Jalen Waddle, Deontay Johnson. Allen Robinson and Deontay Johnson.
Yeah. Allen Robinson. I know it feels like pulling teeth right now, but Allen Robinson and Deontay Johnson.
And have Galladay and your other flex, Todd Mebane. That doesn't feel great. I don't like Galladay. I have him sitting where I have him. He seems like you're in for another sub 10-point game from him in half PPR formats. But
are you playing Galladay or Nick Westbrook?
I mean, Nick Westbrook is going to be the number 1 for that team for what it's worth.
So is Galladay. I think you got to play Galladay. You have to play Galladay. Sterling Shepard's out.
Galladay doesn't have the he's off the injury report. He doesn't have that hip designation anymore.
Yeah. Pittman and Galladay.
Doesn't feel great, but Galladay and Pittman. Yeah.
Westbrook stays on the bench.
Elias Scholl. Hey, thanks, bro. Thanks for tuning in.
Appreciate that.
Who do you start, Jamal Williams or Tyson Williams? You go to Jamal, and you don't really think about it too much. You just hope that Tyson gets his mojo back.
Tyson needs to show something.
You're welcome, Daggers. Thanks for tuning in. Different
Basketball
lineup,
knowledge
please
said it was
reassess.
I think he was talking about the Jacobs, or I think that was the Jacobs, Kirk, Robinson.
Yeah.
Like Jacobs and Kirk. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep,
No.
got you.
So the first question was Ayuk and Jacobs. First lineup for basketball knowledge: Ayuk and Jacobs pick up Peyton Barber, and then second question: Robinson and Deontay Johnson. Done. Got it.
CEH, Waddle, Devontae Smith, PPR start 2, asks Siren Never Lies.
It's Clyde, and then between Waddle and Devontae,
Waddle got 13 targets last game. I know.
Yeah.
I know Fuller was out, but 14 targets.
Fuller wasn't out last week. Fuller played last week.
Did he play last week? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So 14 targets with Will Fuller.
Okay, then I would go Waddle.
CEH and Waddle.
Yep.
CEH and Waddle.
Hyper targeted. Might be another low ADOT game for him. He might be.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett likes those short intermediate
throws.
throws.
Since it's PPR, got to go Waddle.
CEH and Waddle.
Dylan Horn, which Baltimore running back do you start this week? Tyson
Neither.
or Murray?
There's got to be something else out there.
I mean, there were rumors that might sit.
Le'Veon Bell's activated and playing. Like Le'Veon Bell's playing today. I would avoid it at all.
Literally, who else?
Yeah,
do you
Dylan.
got? Let us know who
literally.
Else you got.
Yeah. Avoid it.
Slim Reaper, Tennessee or Miami D this week. Obvious choice is Tennessee, but Jets could have a turnaround game. I'm not counting on the Jets having a turnaround game.
No, but the Titans beat the Colts last week. This is a classic letdown game for Tennessee. Miami is coming off a loss. Miami at home against the Colts. Miami.
I would go Miami there too. Just because Tennessee, if you look at their point totals, I was looking at them earlier. They're not good. They haven't had any boom weeks. And just because they're playing the team that's giving up the most points to defense it doesn't mean that Tennessee's going to boom, but Miami can boom regardless. So, Miami. Elias Scholl, hey, you're welcome, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should not sit Allen Robinson for Emmanuel Sanders.
Correct.
Start
Play
Allen Robinson. Marcus Brown, PPR flex, Noah Fant, Michael Pittman, Tim Patrick, Michael Carter, Michael Pittman, or Tim Patrick.
I would say Pittman.
I would say Pittman though too. 12 targets in back-to-back games. Ian,
Could
Kyler, or Hurts this week. Kyler. And Dylan Horn, there's nothing out there.
There's nothing out there.
Not even like a Peyton Barber?
Yeah, for real. He might be already picked up. I guess Latavius.
The team seems really down on
Tyson is
blocking
in the doghouse right now.
Protection. Yeah.
Tyson's in the doghouse right now. I guess Latavius, but Bell is in there.
I don't feel confident about it.
I would say Latavius. Maybe he falls into the end zone on the goal line.
Yep. Todd Mebane or Javonte Williams over Pittman. I'm only asking because Wentz has no ankles right now.
Interesting. And we keep saying Pittman, who I still do like this week, but that's a tough matchup. He's going against Xavier Howard.
I'd still go Pittman. 12 targets.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd still go Pittman. Who else got questions out there?
What's Todd's scoring? I do like Javonte this week. I really do.
Yeah, we don't know your scoring, bro. Let us know.
If it's full PPR, Todd, I think I would stick with Pittman. But if it's half or standard, I'm gonna say Javonte.
Infex Rocks 21, Mike Davis, Damian Howard, or Michael Carter. I would go Damian Harris.
Damian Harris,
Yep.
yeah. I think we got that one already.
Yep.
Damian Harris. Yeah. Michael Carter. I know Michael Carter's role went up last week, and maybe the Jets are turning to him. Maybe they're moving toward him.
But we haven't seen that work.
Maybe that's why I'm saying maybe.
We haven't seen if that means anything.
Yeah.
And that's half PPR, Todd. Pittman.
I'm gonna say Javonte. Again, Melvin Gordon's banged up. I know, he's playing. He's gonna play, and that was confirmed like last night. So it's not like a game time call. So I understand Melvin Gordon's role is gonna stay right where it is, but he's banged up. He's got 2 injury designations. So I kind of like Javonte this week. He needs to hang on to the football. Like he fumbled last week.
I like Pittman.
That's no good.
He's the number 1 wide receiver. It's clear that even though Carson has no ankles, he's been relying on Pittman.
Yeah, he has.
I would go.
Yeah, he has.
Again, I'm going to say it for like the 4th time, 12 targets in back-to-back games. I'm going Pittman.
Remember, the Colts are going to be without Quentin Nelson too, so he is a major part of what they do on offense.
Yeah.
Major. I'm going to say Javonte. We'll keep score of that one.
All right.
And if anybody has any feelings on Javonte Williams versus Michael Pittman in half PPR, feel free to drop them.
Theo Von Miller is Rieger a sell during a rebuild. He seems like a face plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking to get?
If you can get a pick for him, if somebody wants to, I don't know what you would get.
2/3.
Couple of 3rd-round picks, maybe something like that. Yeah, he's a sell. He's still making mental mistakes out there. He's not as effective as he has not been as effective as Quez Watkins. I think he's a sell.
Hey, thank you, Marcus Brown.
Thanks, Marcus. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. You got any more questions for us?
Yeah, if you have any questions at all, let us know.
Yeah, Ethan comes through with the Waddle Patterson or Sermon question. It's between Waddle or Patterson for me.
What's the scoring?
I'm going to be doing a video on Patterson pretty soon because I got to do a deep dive into him.
We have to. We have not touched on. Just make sure you say his name right, Cordero, whatever. I hate you. Say it right.
No, did you ask him? Do you know what's right? Huh?
I did ask him.
Okay.
I asked him. I called him.
Speed dial.
Depends on the scoring. If it's full PPR, I might say Waddle, but if it's half or standard, I'd go Patterson. Actually, if it's standard, I go Patterson. If it's half PPR, I go Patterson. If it's full PPR, I go Waddle. Full PPR, I go Waddle.
Yeah,
I go Waddle.
That's good advice.
Patterson's got a floor. I think they both have solid
full PPR,
floors.
So go Waddle.
But Waddle with the full PPR, I feel like that floor is a little safer.
Yep.
Colts
I'm not going to bet on him
getting
12 receptions for only 48 yards. If he's getting 12 receptions again, I'd bet it for being more than 48
more
yards.
Than that.
You know what I mean?
No, and the Colts have not been good against receivers.
Yep.
Waddle.
Raul Morales, Christian Kirk, a risky flex with Chester Rogers at flex and standard.
Kirk.
I would go Kirk without thinking about it. No looking back. Slim Reaper, benched Pat, but is Knox okay to keep start?
Or just keep Pitts.
Pitts.
Yeah, man.
They're not going to need Knox to do a whole bunch. I know Knox is now firmly a part of their offense moving forward, but I would go Pitts. They're going to need Pitts.
And the Washington that matchup against Washington is not as scary as maybe it looked like on paper coming into the season. You got to go with Pitts. He looked good week 2. All he's doing is running routes. He's running a route on like 80% of the time he's on the field, something like that.
Yep.
Pitts.
They got Hurston to block. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Pitts. Durag King, Zach Moss, Hunter Renfrow, or Elijah Mitchell. Well, Elijah, he's not playing.
Mitchell's out. Is he out? I gotta change my lineup.
He's out. And I would go Zach Moss. Zach Moss is Nick's start of the week, or one of them.
He is.
He's one of them, along with Deontay Johnson. So yeah, Durag. We would go Zach Moss.
Yep.
And you're welcome, Ethan. Glad we could help out.
Got to figure out who I'm going to swap in for Elijah Mitchell. Slim pickings in this dynasty league, but we'll see what happens. Zach Moss.
So we got a report here that Tua Tagovailoa is expected to return from injured reserve week 6. Okay.
cool. I mean, that's good. I mean, it's good for Tua. Good for Tua.
It's good for this offense.
Yeah. Is it? I don't.
Yeah. I still think we can say that.
I'm not sure, but he's got time. He still has time. He's got good weapons. Let's see how Brissett does today. It's a good matchup for the Dolphins offense.
Danny Boy YouTube, he's got a question. Emmanuel Sanders, McKissick, or Brandon Ayuk? I would go Brandon Ayuk. Easy Brandon Ayuk. He's out of that doghouse.
Came back to life last week.
Yep, if you weren't here for the earlier parts of the live stream, his snap counts have increased every week since week 1. It was at 27, I think, week 1, and now it's up to 88 in last week's game. And he had a decent stat line for the first time this year in last week's game. So I think that continues. He's out of the doghouse. So you can look at Brandon Ayuk as at least a wide receiver 3 moving forward. And Durag King, is Allen Robinson a bench or a start? Depending on who you got, he's a start though. But who else you got?
Yeah, unless you've got Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, and Mike Williams, Robinson's a start.
Todd Mebane off topic. Do you think Jeff Wilson Jr. is a good hold on IR with the 49ers banged up backfield? Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. This guy, he was the running back to own last season for the Niners. He was the running back 26 in standard leagues. And when he comes back, I think no running back has firmly established themselves for the Niners thus far.
No, they have not.
So I think he comes back and he retakes his role as one of those guys.
Yeah, I think the Mostert injury increases their need for Jeff Wilson. They're not going to rush him back, but they need him.
But he's got a role.
They need him. He definitely does now. Yeah, I think Wilson is a solid stash, solid hold. He's not going to play. He's not going to play until November. But if you can wait that long, yeah, he's absolutely worth a stash.
Calvin Ridley? You got Calvin Ridley Durag?
Yeah. So Robinson's a start. With those guys, Robinson's a start. Ridley, Robinson, and then I guess Anderson. If you have to start 3.
You go Robbie over Renfro?
It's close. It's real close. At least Robbie Anderson can make a big play, but I'm inclined to say Renfro.
Like you said, you threw out 7 targets in back-to-back games. Back-to-back games. I would go Renfro because Robbie hasn't seen that.
No. Yeah, it's been bad for Robbie.
You're betting on that with Robbie getting that in light of Dan Arnold moving on and
CMC Ridley, Robinson,
CMC.
Renfro.
Yep. A-Game Grizzo, pick 2, PPR, Deontay, Myers, or Monty. Also have Darnold or Heineke.
We missed a question from Jason, but I would go Darnold over Heineke, and then I would go Deontay and David Montgomery.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jason B, thoughts on Edwards-Helaire this week? Thinking of benching him for Kareem Hunt?
Oh.
I mean, that's not a bad person to bench him for. If you're going to be
not a bad
for
play.
Somebody, Kareem Hunt's been a borderline running back 1 through 3 weeks, hasn't he?
He crushed last week.
Yeah.
I said last week, coming off a terrible game, to rock with Clyde. So after a good game, I am going to say once again, rock with Clyde.
But if you really don't feel good about it, then Kareem Hunt is a great swerve option. That is a great person to throw in there if you don't feel good about your starter. So that's not a bad position to be in. But yeah, money's on Edwards continuing his streak of good games.
I'm going Clyde. Man. Yeah, I know Kareem Hunt's awesome, but I'm going Clyde.
Carl Stedman, Hines, Moss, or Madison at flex. Corey Davis, Beasley, Ayuk, pick 2. Bucks or Saints defense?
Saints defense, no doubt. Saints defense, no doubt, against the Giants. Down multiple weapons. Daniel Jones is a turnover machine.
And I'd pick Corey Davis and Ayuk at the pick 2.
Hines, Moss, or Madison at flex? Moss. Corey Davis, Beasley, Ayuk, pick 2. Yep, I agree. Davis, Ayuk, and Saints defense.
Yep.
The Bucks could do fine today. Mac Jones is a rookie. He's going to make mistakes, has been making mistakes, but the Saints at home, they are favored. The Bucks are favored too, but the Bucks are road favorites.
They got Richard Sherman starting for him this week. The Bucks.
The Saints defense. It's just the Giants. The Giants are bad on offense.
And I would go Darnold over Heineke for Ager and Rizzo. I don't know if we answered that.
Yeah, I think we did, but I agree. I would go. So the only thing about Darnold feels like he might be a little bit of a trap today. Cowboys defense has been playing pretty well. They are still down to Marcus Lawrence. But Darnold is the better quarterback over Heineke. I don't think Darnold is a ceiling play today. I'll just say that. But I do think if the choice is between him and Heineke, then I would play Darnold.
And hey, does anybody else have any more questions for us in the chat? We got to the end of the chat here. Things are slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, we're all caught up. Are we getting more timely? Are we getting better at this? Or maybe we're getting worse. I don't know.
We made a concerted effort to kind of not speed through the questions today, but we wanted to get to everybody in the chat.
Pick things up a little bit. Yeah.
So we did pick things up a little bit.
So there was another guy I remember I didn't get a chance to put this video out, but I was gonna say start Chuba today. I know we got a Chuba, or was it Chuba or Edmonds? Did we ever go back to that? I do like Chuba today. Did I say Edmonds though? I think Chuba gets a lot of work against Dallas, but I think in like a full PPR situation, I would go Chase Edmonds. But I was going to advise starting Chuba today.
I mean, he had 16 touches per game last game in a 2.5 quarters. So
yeah, I mean, he got the work.
Big workload. Yep.
Dallas is weak on the defensive line right now. Again, they're down to Marcus Lawrence. This could be a good Chuba day.
All right, we got a few more questions in here. JB101, 12-team, half PPR, wide receiver 3. We got Ruggs, Will Fuller, Jalen Reagor, or Darnell Mooney. Out of those guys,
Ruggs.
Would you go Ruggs?
Who are you going to say?
I would go Mooney.
Fuller? You would go Mooney. I mean, he's been the most consistent Bears receiver so far. The passing offense just has not been there yet.
Yeah, but
I'm tempted to say Ruggs.
Ruggs has gotten lucky a few times, but if we're advocating for Waller,
better offense,
Renfro, and Bryan Edwards. Is Ruggs gonna get his long bomb for a touchdown? Or he could.
He could.
But Mooney's been consistently involved, and you said it yourself. They have to have a better game plan for Fields coming into this game than they did last game. They're playing a easier defense. He should have an easier go of it. It's not his first start. He doesn't have those jitters.
I'm going Ruggs.
I'm going Mooney. Sorry, JB, we are not aligned on this one.
Yeah, if anybody's got any thoughts, but I would say Ruggs and Mooney are the top two options. Fuller would be third, and Reagor is not on the radar for me at this point.
Yeah.
Even though it's a solid matchup by the numbers. So if anybody's got any thoughts between Ruggs and Mooney, drop them. Because we're split on this. So I'm going Ruggs. You're going Mooney.
And Regen 78, pick 2, Hollywood Brown, Corey Davis, Beasley, or Kirk. Would go Hollywood and Kirk.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd go Hollywood and Kirk. Beasley, I'm not trusting a Bills wide receiver this week outside of Stephon Diggs because I just don't think they're going to have to do that much.
Yep.
Again, Hollywood was a couple mental mistakes from a gigantic day last week.
A 3-touchdown game.
Yeah, so
in the first half.
I'll go back to the well with Hollywood as an upside wide receiver 3. And I'll say the same about Christian Kirk.
Yep. Todd Mebane, if the Giants are so bad on offense, I got to sit Galladay. I mean,
they're gonna do. They gotta do something.
But, I mean, Colin Johnson's gonna be out there starting. He was their 6th wide receiver. They're bringing back
Lattimore,
John Ross to start off of IR. I mean,
he's gonna get funneled targets today. Is Marshawn Lattimore playing?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'll look that up.
But Galladay's gonna get targets funneled his way. No Shepard. I mean, and if it's a choice between Kadarius Toney, John Ross, Colin Johnson, or Kenny Galladay in that offense, even Evan Ingram thrown in there, Daniel Jones is going to be going Kenny Galladay's way. Do I feel great about it? No, but he's going to be.
Marshawn Lattimore is going to play.
Okay, well.
So it's a tough matchup. I'm
not sitting Galladay based off of the fact that their offense is bad. They're going to need him.
I'll go Galladay still.
Durag
King. I think the alternative was Westbrook for the Titans. I'm going to go Galladay.
Durag King, Browns defense or Titans defense?
I'll say the Titans there.
In my league that I'm in, and that I was looking at the Titans defense as a spot start this week, possibly.
They're a potential stream just because the Jets
they've scored less than 10 points in 3 games this year.
No, it's not a good team. The Browns have a great defense,
right.
but they're on the road against a team that can score in the Vikings. Titans are not the best unit, but they have a phenomenal matchup.
Yeah, but if this was a week for the Jets to get back on track, it would be this week against the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. But I guess,
you
lean the matchup. You match up, you go Titans. But
I lean the matchup.
In any other situation, I would be going the Browns, no question.
Right, because the Browns are
awesome. Naheem Hines or Michael Pittman for flex, full PPR. Still trying to figure this out. Appreciate it. Hey, you're welcome. And Michael Pittman.
I mean, we're down on Taylor.
Yeah, but that's more offense related than just Naheem Hines getting the work. I would still go Pittman because he's getting, again, 12 targets in back-to-back
12 targets. Games. Yeah,
I would go Pittman. David Richardson, y'all mentioned Ryan Tannehill a little bit. Basically, he's down his top 2 weapons.
First of all, thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining. Absolutely. But his number 1 and number 2 pass catches are Nick Westbrook-Akine and Chester Rogers. I don't even know, is Anthony Firkser playing today?
Yeah, he's playing, but
okay.
You can't. It's really
the Jets
limited.
Too. We just mentioned this. We're not counting on it being a get-right game for the Jets, so I would assume that Derrick Henry just runs all over them, and they don't need a ton of offensive output from Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill could come through if Derrick Henry, takes a couple of those screen passes to the house.
Yeah, and they've been doing that more,
they have been doing that more, and he's really good at it.
Yep. Who would have
That's how Tannehill comes through today.
Yep. I like Tannehill long term. I think he does get back on track, especially once his receivers get healthy, especially AJ Brown because he's a stud. But he's a mess start. He's in the Matt Ryan level of starts. I'd still go Ryan Tannehill over Matt Ryan, but that's about the cutoff for me.
Mm-hmm.
Jason B. Fisher, Derek Carr, or Kirk Cousins?
I'm going Carr. Cousins has been good,
but he goes against the tough matchup. That's the Browns shut down the Bears. I mean, the Vikings aren't the Bears with a brand new quarterback, but still, I would go.
I'm going Carr. We've been between all of the Raiders' weapons, but guess what? Doesn't matter when it comes to the quarterback. Carr is going to be the beneficiary no matter what.
And for what it's worth, their run game is there. I mean, their number 1 running back is still coming back from injury. He's still a little banged up. So,
Carr.
Durag King, Titans versus Jets, Browns versus Minnesota.
Covered it. It's a slight edge to the Titans, but I don't feel great about it.
Jeremy Reyes, pick 3: Deontay Johnson, Christian Kirk, Emmanuel Sanders, or Robert Woods. I would go Deontay and Woods.
He's a pick 3. I would say Kirk. not Sanders. Yeah, Deontay, Woods, Kirk.
Yep. Basketball knowledge. Allen Robinson scares me, guys. You confident with him over Kirk or Waddle? Fields as QB.
I mean, it's got to happen, right? It's got to happen at some point.
Same thing with Robert Woods in the prior question. It's got to happen at some point. The track record is too good with lesser quarterbacks to not believe in him still?
It might be. You drafted him in the 3rd round, right? To that point, it's like the pedigree is there,
right?
You gotta, and the Lions are not a terribly scary matchup. Jeff Okudah, who was their number 1 corner, is out for the year. It can't be any worse than last week. It just can't.
Allen Robinson, wide receiver 12 in back-to-back seasons with some combination of Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback, and Fields is better than both of those guys. So roll with Allen Robinson.
We think. We think.
Yeah.
We think.
Mitch Rich, Jacoby Myers, or Allen Robinson?
Robinson. You gotta rock with your stud for one more week. I know it's
as good a matchup as he's gonna get all season, but Robinson.
Yes, he does, but Robinson.
And a bunch of you guys are agreeing with Nick on Ruggs.
Ruggs.
All right, Ruggs is due for a big game, I guess.
Ruggs.
if you believe in that narrative that somebody is due for a big game.
I just think that game has a chance to be a pretty solid shootout. And it's a good point. JB says Mooney's banged up. Yeah, he is. He's been slapped with the questionable tag for like 2 weeks in a row. I'm going Ruggs. And Carr is just the better quarterback than Fields right now. There's no argument about that.
Okay, again, it's a floor versus ceiling situation. Yeah. And
I'm
Mooney's
going
floor, Ruggs' ceiling. Fortune West Music, thanks for the next question. Again, thanks for tuning in, bro. What's popping? Kittles or Gesicki? You gotta go Kittles. You gotta go Kittle.
Gotta go Kittle.
Yeah, I know Gesicki got all them targets last game, but
gotta go Kittle.
Kittle. Yeah.
Gotta go Kittle.
Slim Reaper Ruggs. Carr seems to have. Yeah. No, I get your guys' point.
You're outnumbered on this one. You're way outnumbered on this one.
Yeah, whatever. It's all right. Watch it happen. Marcus Brown, what are your thoughts on Najee today? I'm starting him, of course, but what are your thoughts on this matchup? I mean, he's coming off a game where he had 19 targets, and this team is still down pass catchers, so he can get a ton of work through the air. Receptions are worth more than rushes.
It's a good matchup.
I mean, you're getting what you paid for.
I feel just fine. I feel just fine about Najee.
I love Najee. Yeah.
There's been have you, John? Did you see the video or the short little clip that was circulating, at least on Twitter, probably on Instagram, where there was a huge hole opened up by the Steelers' offensive line, and like Najee, it was 2 Najees like left, but he went right and like kind of just fell into a couple of defenders for a 2-yard gain when it could have been a 15-yarder.
Is this in practice?
No, this was in the game last week.
Okay.
So there's some people that are like questioning Najee right now as far as like a talent, like being able, like the vision level, seeing that. So he's got some things to work on, like as far as how do I feel good about, or how do I feel about him? He's not perfect, but we're talking about the volume for the Steelers RB1. So like he's got mistakes that he needs to correct. Like he's got to see that hole.
Right.
It was huge. You could have drove a truck through it. Like you have to see that hole and you have to hit it. Don't bounce it to the outside where there are defenders waiting for you. So that's something that he could have easily gotten away with in college that he can't in the NFL. So got to learn that type of stuff.
Especially with the suspect offensive line. I mean, the Steelers' offensive line is not good.
Right. The one time where they create a huge hole for you, you got to hit it. So there are things to work on. And if he keeps making mistakes like that, I don't know that the Steelers are going to start mixing in a Benny Snell or whatever.
No.
But it's something that, it's something worth monitoring, something that he needs to improve on. But yeah, like you're firing him up. The volume should be there. The Packers are not scary on defense.
I'm worried about them mixing in another running back. Benny Snell has played 0 snaps through 3 games, I think. So no, he's going to get all the work he can handle.
Mm-hmm.
Does he need to clean up some mental errors? Sure, he's a rookie. That it's to be expected. But
right.
the one thing that you counted on with drafting him was that he was going to get all the work in what should be a pretty decent offense. with a good defense, with a great defense. Nick loves running backs with good on teams with good defenses. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, Najee's great today and moving forward. Najee's an RB1.
Yes.
Yep. Trey, I have Zach Moss, Javonte Williams, and Zach
or
Moss.
Darrell Henderson. He corrected. Darrell Henderson was who he meant. Which two? I'm
Zach
going Moss and Williams.
Javonte. Yep.
Yeah, Moss and Williams.
Yep.
Moss is my start of the week this week. I'm calling my shot. I think he scores today. I think he comes through with a decent day. And Javonte's got some upside to potentially be the 1A today to Melvin Gordon's 1B, just because Melvin Gordon's banged up.
Yep. Satanta,
and Henderson is banged up.
Satanta, thanks for the question. Allen Robinson or Ayuk or Antonio Brown, pick 2. He's watching from Ireland. Hey, yo. Thanks
shout out.
From Ireland. That's awesome, bro. What time is it in Ireland? What time is it in Ireland, bro? And where in Ireland?
It's like 4 hours. It's 4 hours ahead of you, I think.
What city you at?
11:30. So it's probably like 2:30 in the afternoon?
I would
there.
love to visit
3:30
Ireland.
in the afternoon.
I want to visit.
Yeah,
Ireland.
I've never been. It's on the to-do list. It's like, yeah, it's a sham. I'm 50% Irish. I have to get over there.
There you go. Motivation.
I got to do it.
Motivation.
Yeah, there's lots of motivation.
Allen Robinson, Ayuk, or Antonio Brown, pick 2.
This is tough.
It is.
This
tough.
is a situation where I'm almost inclined to say sit Allen Robinson because these are some 2 legitimate options.
Who are going to get force fed.
I don't think I can sit Allen Robinson.
I think it's between. I think it's Allen Robinson and AB. Dublin, word, man. I gotta get to Dublin.
That's awesome.
Gotta check out that city.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's such a tough choice. I think I'm inclined to go Ayuk and Brown.
I'm saying Robinson and AB.
Are you?
So we're both in on AB. You're saying Ayuk over Robinson. I'm saying Robinson over Ayuk. I think I'm going Robinson again. He was drafted. I know Ayuk was also drafted high.
You gotta go Robinson. You do.
I'm going Robinson and AB.
You gotta go.
I'm going Robinson and AB.
Yep.
Going Robinson.
But thanks
and
for tuning in, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's like 4:30 in the afternoon. Okay, so is it 5 hours ahead? I can't keep track of this. 5 hours from the East Coast. From you, it's even more for me. It's like 8 hours ahead.
What's poppin', Uzi? How you doing, bro?
Uzi, what's up, man?
Thanks for joining us. We got Todd Mebane. Is Marquez Callaway a drop candidate now? He's had so much hype coming into the season, but hasn't done anything. He's the number 1 wide receiver.
Not yet.
Until Michael Thomas comes back. You have to hold on to him until Michael Thomas comes back, because none of the tight ends have taken that role away from him. None of the other wide receivers have taken that role away from him. You got to keep rolling out Marquez Callaway until Michael Thomas.
Or just hang on.
Him. Right.
Roster him, yeah.
And even then, you might see Marquez Callaway actually start to do things because now he's playing against lesser coverage. At that point, Marquez Callaway might be able to start doing stuff, but you never know. But until then, just keep him on your roster. I don't think he's a drop candidate.
Not yet. I mean, it was a fluky score that he caught last week, but it still happened.
Yeah.
It still happened.
Yeah. Marcus, they played. He played behind a great offensive line in college, so.
Right, they're always ridiculous
because Pittsburgh's O-line is not good. They got a bunch of new starters, young starters, for the first time in a long time.
But he's going to keep getting the volume.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can count on. That's the one thing you chase with young running backs. So, he's going to be great. Kalen Rogers, Sanders or Sermon? You gotta go Sanders.
Gotta go Sanders.
Yeah, the better days ahead for sure. I mean, he's not gonna only get 2 rushes on the ground in games habitually. I would count on that going up. Fant or Higbee? I would go Higbee.
I go Higbee. Just attached, better quarterback, better offense right now. The Rams are rolling. Give me the weapons attached to a rolling offense. The Broncos have been good too, but the Rams look like the best team in the NFL.
Yeah. Yep. And he's a staple of their offense. He's always on the field.
Yeah, he's a big part of what they do.
Excuse me.
I did not like him this year at his ADP. I might have gotten burned by that. I took a few shares late when I was like, screw it.
I think his ADP was fine. I think he was a value.
I wasn't advocating. I was not advocating for him. I just gotta say, like, that might be an early L for me.
We all got him.
Because now I'm like, because now anytime I'm like, yes.
Hey, in that same offense, I was fading Cooper Kupp. Look at me. Sleek full PPR: Pittman, Corey Davis, or Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson.
It's got to be Robinson for one more week.
Yep.
You got to do it. Remember, he should have caught that touchdown week 2 against Cleveland, or was that week? No, not week. They didn't play Cleveland week 2. They played whoever they played week 2. I can't remember now. He should have caught that score. Like, Robinson is still the number 1. Got to go Robinson.
Uzi Mike Williams is the biggest steal of the year. He's one of them.
Yeah, he is.
He's one of them.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he is.
I can't think of another guy outside of Cooper Kupp, depending on where you got him.
If Kupp fell to the 4th round,
Cooks, maybe. But those
Mike
guys
Williams
are all
looks
those guys are all
right now.
In competition for it for sure. Mike Williams is great, and you called it. You called it early, so props to you. Caleb Rogers and Sutton or Myers, along with another question up there. I would go Sutton.
Yeah, I'd go Sutton. I'd go Sutton. But we keep saying we like Myers this week to have a breakout week, but we have not been advocating for him. Or as far as like start this.
Everybody's keeps throwing other.
They have other names where we're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Because if you have Myers on your squad, you probably have him as your wide receiver 5, depending on where you drafted him. So, yeah, he's great depth to have, but I'd go Sutton over Myers. Jeremy Stevenson, Trey Sermon, or Tim Patrick at flex, half PPR. I'd go Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick. Real quick, Satanta says they're doing a road trip in November. That's awesome. I want to know what cities are you, where are you hitting? I want to know where you guys are going. That sounds dope. That's cool.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Where are you going? Let us know.
Do you by any chance do you guys go to the London games when they pop off?
That's good. That's next week. John, thank you for that's a good reminder. Thank you. Are we doing this Start Sit live stream? We're doing this Saturday night next week to keep the morning open for people to watch the London game. London game is next week. Right?
Yes, week 5.
So we're doing this live stream Saturday night next week, not Sunday morning.
Yes.
Okay. We'll make sure that we advertise that on the channel this week. First shout of the bless you.
Excuse me.
First shout of the podcast. Maybe I should have said this a little bit earlier, just to keep giving people heads up. But yeah, next week Start Sit live stream will be Saturday night. Official time to be determined, but we will keep Sunday morning open next week to watch the London game. Anyway.
Yeah, Nick gets to roll out of bed at 9 a.m. and watch that. Just turn on the game.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. There you go. It's
6:30
9 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
All right.
So Tim Patrick between him and Sermon.
Yep.
And then Uzi said thoughts on Noah Fant today and rest of season.
He's still fighting for that top 10 tight end spot.
Right, he's a tight end 1. What are his targets per game so far? Teddy Bridgewater has been great so far.
Yeah, he has been the best value of any free agent this offseason.
8 targets week 1, 6 targets week 2, caught a touchdown. Last week only 3 targets, not great. But the Broncos crushed the Jets. They didn't have to do anything on offense, or they didn't have to try by the second half.
No, I like Fant a lot. He was another one of those tight ends with the RAS above 9. I love Fant. And I didn't know this. The Ravens are giving up the most points to tight ends this year. Now they did play the Chiefs, and Travis Kelce had like a wild, ridiculous winding run for a touchdown week 2 because he's Travis Kelce. But they're giving up the most points to tight ends. So Fant is absolutely viable today. And for the rest of the season, I know
Judy's
we've been
dealing
going
with a
away
higher
from him
ankle
in
sprain.
favor of like Higbee. We've had that question a couple of times, Fant or Higbee.
I think I'd still go Higbee, but Fant is absolutely viable today in what should be a game where he sees targets.
No, he's a young up-and-coming tight end we're still all kind of waiting for him to put it together, but, he kind of has been quietly for the past few seasons, or for the past season and a half outside of Knicks he's picked up here and there due to injury, but, yeah, look, I like Fant a lot.
He should be real good rest of the season.
There is another super athletic pass-catching tight end on that roster who does get work in Alberto, so... You always do have to watch out for that, but he is the alpha there in terms of...
He's the much better option between those two, yeah. He's going to be... he's absolutely a guy you can fire up today. It's a good matchup. This is not like the Jets. They will have to try in the second half, the Broncos. So, yeah, Fant's viable today and rest of the season.
DB striker, Ayuk or Patrick, full PPR, Ayuk, and we have a rate my trade question, Theo Von Miller. He gave up Carr and a 23 third for a 22 second. He's rebuilding.
Right.
And has Kyler, Hurts, and Lawrence. 1 QB dynasty.
Carr's like a sell high right now.
The one thing that I would say is I would be giving away 22 picks for 23 picks.
You like the 2023
because
draft class more than the
draft
2022
is better than
draft
the 22 draft. I know that
the quarterback class this year looks weak. Does not look strong.
But we've been graced by a couple of great draft classes the past few years. We haven't had a
last year's was awesome
dud year, and I'm not singling out the 22 class as a dud year, but I think it's going the 23 class looks like another one of those top tier prospects when you're projecting them out.
The 2023 class I know right now has like 4 running backs that all look good.
Yep.
The 2023 class looks strong. So yeah, Theo, if you can acquire like a 2023 pick here and there, we definitely like that. 2022 picks are fine. If you've got a bunch of them, I get, there's going to be players that hit.
Absolutely.
There's going to be players that hit. But the 2023 class it's kind of deep right now.
And if you get to the point where you're, getting close to the draft and you're looking at a draft class and you're looking at next year's draft class and saying, I like that one more, the picks gain more value as you get closer to the draft. So you can swing a 22 pick into 23 picks and more once you get to that point. So that's something to watch out for, something to possibly do. But you got great quarterback depth for a one QB league. That's great. Kyler, Hurts, and Lawrence. Good job.
It might be, it's one QB. Also, Dalvin Cook officially active as expected.
There you go. And for what it's worth, left tackle Christian Darrisaw is starting as well. So that's a boost to their O-line.
We like that.
Slim Reaper got Cup in the 4th. I mean, good job, bro. Got a wide receiver 1 in the 4th. Isn't he the wide receiver 1 in the 4th?
He's the wide receiver 1 right now.
There you
go. I think you missed DB Striker.
No, I said that before I got to.
Right. Sorry, you did that first. We said Ayuk, right?
Yeah. I just answered that real quick because I figured you would agree with
You're
me.
Right. You're right.
Right. All right, Uzi, are you worried about Gibson rest of season?
A little bit. Not like I'm not hitting the panic button. But he's picked up a couple of injuries early. He had the shoulder injury going into week 3 against the Bills. He ended up playing. Salvaged his day with a long touchdown catch. And now he's got a shin injury that he presumably picked up in practice. So, yeah, there's some nicks that he's picking up early, a little concerning, especially, with the extra game this year. So I was completely fading J.D. McKissic this year. I thought Gibson was going to see the volume. That might not be the case this year, especially with the injuries. I think McKissic remains involved. I talked about this a couple days ago when I put out a video about Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel has played plenty of running back snaps in his career, and that includes dating back to college. So if anything happens to Gibson, we could see Curtis Samuel mixing in the backfield, taking a snap or two here away here and there.
And Ron Rivera was a quarterback that used him in that capacity in Carolina when he was there. They overlapped for a little bit so early in his career.
The head coach, Cam was the quarterback, but yeah.
What did I say?
You said Ron Rivera, the quarterback.
There we go. Yes, awesome. Good things. Good. Sorry.
I got it.
Drink more coffee.
Yeah, who's the one that's supposed to be more awake? I'm the one that's I'm up at 6 a.m. You should be more awake. But as far as Gibson, look, he's still a low-end RB1 as long as he's playing. But there is a little bit of a concern. If I had to put like a panic, if it's like 1 to 10, how concerned am I? I'm at like a 4. Like it's not nothing, but I'm not like over panicking. But it's not nothing. I'm
slightly concerned. I'm not worried.
Little concerned. Yeah.
Slight concern is where I'm at with Gibson. But I mean, if he's playing, he's still the candidate to be an RB1 that week because he's Antonio Gibson. Kalen Rogers, hey, thanks for watching and thanks. Tell your friend to subscribe to us.
Yeah, thanks,
Robinson
Callum.
or Emmanuel Sanders in this week's lineup, you got to go Robinson.
It's Robinson.
Without question.
It's got to be Robinson.
Yep. Daniel Graham, Crowder or Westbrook, full PPR, thank you.
Oh.
I would go Westbrook because he's the number 1 there.
I guess.
Crowder's coming back from injury.
The Jets
came back.
It's not a bad matchup by the numbers. We keep saying it's not a bad matchup by the numbers for the Titans defense. It's not a bad matchup by the numbers for the Jets offense either.
Right, but how much work does he see first game back, coming back from an injury?
It'll probably be on a pitch
count. He is an injury-prone-ish wide receiver.
Yeah, I'll go Westbrook. I'll go Westbrook. Although I'm not expecting a ton from Westbrook today.
No.
But sure.
But the other options in that offense, from a receiving perspective, is basically Derrick Henry and nobody else on swing passes.
Jeremy McNichols could be a sneaky play today.
Yeah. Andrew Tyson, Cordell Patterson or Curtis Samuel, full PPR.
Patterson.
Cordell
Patterson, just because it's his first game back, will probably be on a pitch count. I know it's a great matchup for Washington playing Atlanta, but give me Patterson.
And yeah, we did just mention him picking up maybe a few rushes if anything were to happen to Antonio Gibson or his workload. But
right, but for now, going into that
game,
it's not
a PPR,
yeah.
Much less. I mean,
Patterson.
What's going on, Will?
What's up, Will?
Kittle playing, but it's safe to play today. Alternative picked up Conklin just in case.
You're going Kittle.
I think you roll with your studs, bro.
You're going Kittle. He'll probably score today. I know he's banged up. Seattle's giving up a ton of production on defense.
Yeah.
You play your stud.
Gotta go Kittle.
Play your stud.
But what's poppin', bro? Thanks for tuning in.
Okay. Will wants to hang out and watch the games, so
fair enough.
See about that. I mean, we can go till 9. We still got people in the chat, but we can go until 9 if there's not too many other questions. Or I'm saying 9 noon for you.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy Reyes here, pick 2, half PPR, Devonta Smith, Emmanuel Sanders, or Henry Ruggs. I'm going Devonta there.
Pick 2. I would go, Devonta Smith. I mean,
and then Ruggs over Sanders.
Devonta Smith should see volume today because they're playing the Chiefs. The Eagles' offense cannot keep pace with Kansas City, but they might try. So Devontae's the number 1. Is not seeing Trayvon Diggs this week. It's not as difficult of a matchup.
And Nick Sirianni apparently likes to not run the ball, so he could be throwing.
No, he loves to throw it. He loves to throw it against teams with good offenses to try to keep pace. So that's something in Smith's favor.
Yep.
I would go Devontae and then I would go Ruggs over Sanders. I'm not again, said it earlier. We'll say it again. I'm not trusting the Bills receiver today outside of Diggs. I don't think the Bills are going to have to do too much to win this game. So I'll go Ruggs.
And I hope everybody in the chat, except for Will, wins their matchup this week.
Yeah, that I can get on board with. Yeah, hopefully everybody.
Not sorry, Will.
Everybody wins. Hopefully everybody wins their
matchups. For that Damian Harris comment last week.
Yeah, it's just kind of rude. It's kind of rude.
Andrew Tyson, are you worried about Tyreek Hill? Absolutely not. Dude's
nah.
a stud.
Nah.
Dude just
I mean, I know he's getting double covered and whatever.
That's what a wide receiver one is going to get double covered. But he deals with that week in, week out. He's still a wide receiver one. This isn't a new development for him. He's been dealing with double coverage for years.
I mean, even today, like the Eagles, I mean, Darius Slay is pretty good, but he can't slow down Tyreek Hill. Nah, I'm not worried about Tyreek Hill.
Nope.
The Kansas City if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you maybe don't love that you're like the depth is just not there in that offense, right? Like it's Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and that's it. I mean, Clyde mixes in, but as far as the passing, like Mecole Hardman does not scare you. Demarcus Robinson doesn't scare you. Byron Pringle doesn't scare you. Like these are all middling options.
Josh Gordon's not playing yet.
Josh Gordon's still in the practice squad, but by all accounts, John, the reports are he's looking good. They might activate him as soon as next week.
I get it.
Oh, man. It's going to happen. Reclamation Project.
Do I got to break out my Josh Gordon jersey? I don't have one. I would just have to buy one.
I love how it's coming up on the ticker now, unless you want to trigger John and completely get off topic. What about – that's perfect timing.
They have been warned repeatedly over and over.
Yes.
Yep.
So maybe Gordon comes in and takes a little bit of pressure away, but I don't think Tyreek Hill necessarily needs to rely on other guys in the offense.
No.
He's a monster.
He
was in most leagues. He was drafted as the wide receiver one.
Right.
This year, maybe not most. Once Aaron Rodgers came back, then Devontae Adams.
Even
went
still,
back up.
man, some people
still took Tyreek Hill first. Like
and it's not unwarranted.
No, he's a monster.
Yep.
Playing in a great offense, playing with a great quarterback, like it couldn't be better. He's fine. I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, I'm worried about Mecole Hardman.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be worried about somebody in that offense, the fact that they're going to street free agents right now to bolster their 30-year-old street free agents, no less, to bolster their wide receiver core, means that they're not happy with what they have currently. And, I mean, this was supposed to be Mecole Hardman's year.
Yeah, well, I never bought into that. He was one of the he was one of the easiest people to pass on at ADP. It's just he was getting a huge boost in ADP because Sammy Watkins was gone, and it's the Chiefs, but the Chiefs wide receiver 3 for years now has not.
Yeah, if you've been listening
to
us,
a fantasy
you
relevant.
How we felt about it, but I mean, he was hyped coming into the season. People wanted to know who that number 2 wide receiver was for the Chiefs because they thought it would lead to fantasy production, and it just hasn't through however long Mahomes has been on the team. 3 years now?
Right. This is his 3rd year.
Yeah.
4th year?
3rd
4th
year
year as the starter.
Because his
4th year starting.
Because
4th year starting. No, he went AFC Championship his first year as a starter, and then back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. Boom. 4th year starting.
Mackenzie Causeway, how badly are the Pats getting blown out tonight? yeah, bro. It's going to be fun to watch.
I think the Patriots are going to be up for the game because I think everyone's tired of talking about these narratives.
Don't do it, bro. Don't.
John's
trying to trigger me. The irony.
John's going to blow a stack.
The irony, I like that.
Yeah. I don't think the Pats
don't do that, Uzi. I'm just going to keep interrupting you because Uzi did that. That's your call. But don't do it. I don't think the Pats get blown out tonight. I think the Patriots keep it maybe within 10. They are not. I don't think they're going to win the game. I think Tom Brady and the Bucs are going to go in and take care of business within 10. Against
they're at home. They're at home.
Revenge game, the biggest revenge. This is the biggest revenge game of all time.
Yeah, but the Patriots also want to You don't think Bill Belichick is fired up for this game? As fired up as a guy like Bill Belichick can get.
And you think fired up Bill Belichick is going to stop fired up Tom Brady?
No, I'm not saying stop him. I still expect the Bucs to win the game, but I don't think it's necessarily they win by 20 or more. They could, but I think the Patriots at home, they're going to be up for this game. Yes, the Tom Brady, of course, is up for this game, but the Patriots will be too.
Yeah. I don't know.
don't discount NFL talent. It's not going to be.
I am starting the New England defense because the New England defense is a good defense. I expect them to have a takeaway because Brady's going to throw it all over the field today.
Right. But I don't. Yeah, but I think they keep it. I think they keep it close-ish. I think it's like a 31-20.
I think it's going to be a blowout. So we'll see how this goes.
We'll keep score.
Yeah, we'll keep score. But it'll be something to watch, Mackenzie, for sure. And
I can't wait.
Don't do that again, Uzi.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. AK, Cortland Sutton versus Baltimore or Amari Cooper versus Carolina today, PPR.
I'm going Amari there. But you're talking about two
Amari's
pretty good options. Amari's a wide receiver 1. Sutton can be, but Sutton that's a much tougher matchup. He's going to see Marlon Humphrey.
1 out of 3 weeks, he's been a wide receiver 1.
But Amari is a guy who can he's a boom player.
Yeah. Playing with a better quarterback. I know Bridgewater's been very good this year, but Dak is better than Bridgewater, so I'd go Amari there too. And basketball knowledge, does Trey Lance see the field this year? We had this question last week, and Nick said maybe later on in the season we do, and I'm kind of the opinion that, it's Garoppolo's team for
they
the
spent
year.
So much to move up to get him. He has to play at least a little bit, but
maybe like week 18.
Maybe, but that's the thing. If the Niners are going to keep winning games, Garoppolo's going to keep getting starts.
And for what it's worth, they were a knucklehead decision away from beating the Packers.
Right.
And Nick, you've been over this.
Yeah. That was a coaching error.
And they have thrown Lance in there for plays on the goal line and stuff, but see the field for a significant amount of snaps. I think we wait. If it happens, it's week 18 and it's in meaningless football, and they wait until next year because the team is decent with Jimmy G. I see no reason why they turn away from him now.
They'll keep utilizing him. They'll keep utilizing him here and there. He keeps going in on the goal line. But yeah, if the 49ers keep winning games, and they have a last place schedule this year, and they're definitely better than a last place schedule because of the injuries they all suffered last year. I think Garoppolo keeps seeing the field, and I was not expecting that coming into the season. By the way, Antonio Gibson removed from the injury report. Darnell Mooney removed from the injury report.
Does that change any of your comments on anything before?
No, I still go Ruggs. I think there was a call between Ruggs and I still go Ruggs. Yeah. Yes.
New era TB. James Conner, JJ Taylor, or Tony JJ? Tony Jones? Tony Jones Jr. There you go. And Demetric Felton.
Got it. Dynasty Montgomery's the RB. I'll take my chances with JJ Taylor. I don't know. Who do you think? I think Connor got 2 goal line scores last week. I think we're chasing points with James Conner. I'm not advising on him.
I don't think it's Tony Jones Jr. I don't think it's Demetric Felton.
I think by default I'd take a shot on
Taylor.
I'm going Taylor.
We were both advocating picking up JJ Taylor and not starting him this week to a question that was asked earlier.
Right, but among those options, I'm going Taylor. I'll take a swing for the fences.
The Cardinals matchup? Who are they playing?
The Rams. I think it's a Chase Edmonds game today.
Yeah.
I'll swing for the fences and say Taylor.
I'm trying to still go Connor, but the smart move, I guess, is to go Taylor because the Patriots should be needing to go multiple on third down a lot.
Mm-hmm. So it's tough, but I think Connor we'd be chasing points from last week.
For what it's worth, he's in the same role that Kenyon Drake was in last year, and he was, I believe, the RB 11.
Drake is better than James Conner
on the back of
right now.
10 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know. Drake is better than James Conner right now. And they're playing. Guess what? They played Jacksonville last week. Significantly worse defense than the Rams.
Yeah.
I'm taking a swing for the fences in JJ Taylor. I'm not touching James Conner. I'll say it. I'm not touching James Conner. I think it's chasing points from last week.
Screw it. Let's go JJ Taylor.
I swing for the fence. Swing for the fences and say Taylor.
Mackenzie Cosway. What's the word on Kyle Pitts? I mean,
fire him up.
He's not the top end tight end just yet that we thought he was going to, but that mostly has to do with just offensive concerns with this team, just not putting it all together. But he's getting all the work he can handle. He's running all the routes.
He's running all the routes. Fire him up.
Yep. Uzi 10-man, non-PPR. Any changes that I should make? Herbert, Henry, Gibson, DJ Moore, Ridley, Mike Williams, Lockett, AJ Brown, Ayuk, Mitchell, Moss, Javonte Williams, and Fant.
Well, I guess I'm not. I assume Henry and Gibson are your starters at running back. Moore and Ridley and Williams are your starters, and Lockett's like a flex or whatever. AJ Brown's out of the lineup.
Right.
Ayuk would be on the bench among those options for me, and Elijah Mitchell's out. Zach Moss, that's a good team. I wouldn't make any changes. That's a good squad.
Yep. And Gibson is active. Yeah. Props.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a great team. A 10-team lineup right there. Great depth.
Right.
Great starters. Karthik Sundararajan, Terry McLaurin or Mike Williams. Gotta go scary Terry. You gotta go scary Terry.
Gotta go Terry.
Yeah.
They're playing the Falcons. They're playing Atlanta. They're playing Atlanta. I go Terry. That hurt. Oh, man, you can't start both of them.
Yeah, who's
you
the
can't
rest
just start
of your
both
lineup?
of them.
Let us know the rest.
Right,
of your
who else
lineup.
you have in there? I hate sitting. Mike Williams is like the wide receiver 2 on the year this year. So
yeah, you don't want to sit him, but I mean,
I'll sit either one. It might be 10-team league or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, John, we're at the top of the hour. I think like things are kind of dying down here a little bit. I think we're okay to shut this down a little early.
Yep.
Give people some time back.
Let us know your lineup right quick before we shut this down, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, got to find a way to get them both in your lineup if you can.
Yeah.
Unless it's like
if
Devontae Adams or
if you have to
Tyreek Hill.
choose between the two, I mean, I think Edge Terry, even though Mike Williams has had a very hot start.
Terry, he's getting hyper targeted. He's a stud. Mike Williams is a stud too, but Terry's a guy you drafted in the 3rd round.
He has Ridley, Metcalf, Terry, and Mike.
That's pretty. You got to go Metcalf, Ridley, Metcalf,
Lockett
Terry.
Is banged up. I think Metcalf is a little bit too, but
try to trade one of those for a running back. Maybe try to trade Ridley for like an RB1.
Tight end, depending on who your tight end is.
Depending on who you need, maybe try to trade one of them.
But solid wide receiver core, bro.
Solid wide receiver core.
But all right, guys, thanks for tuning in with us.
Thanks so much for joining today.
Next week, we hope every one of y'all wins your leagues except for Will Brown. Always remember that.
And again, we'll post this information on the channel this week. The Start Sit live stream will be Saturday night next week. Time to be determined. Not Sunday morning. There's an early game. There's a London game that starts 9:30 Eastern time. So we're going to make sure that time slot is open for y'all to watch that game. So be on the lookout for when we officially launch it, but it'll be Saturday night.
And thanks DB Striker and New Era TB. I would still go Callaway over Anthony Miller. He's the number 1 there.
Yeah.
I would still go Callaway over Miller, even though he hasn't put it together yet. But thanks everybody for listening.
I'll go Callaway. Thanks DB down there. Appreciate that last comment.
Everybody enjoy your Sunday.
Yeah, enjoy the football. I hope everybody wins. Got one more. One more. Or Kirk Cousins. Gotta go Russ.
Yep.
Gotta go Russ.
Yep.
Gotta go Russ. Cool.
Thanks for dropping by though.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Yep.
Hope everybody wins. Enjoy week 4.